Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be discussing the books that I read in the month of April. Okay, so let's get into the video. So I have read 13 books in the month of April, so I've had a really good reading month. I haven't read all the books that I picked out for my TBR, but that's fine because we've done a lot of mood reading and I've got through quite a few of my TBR, so it's fine. I have been in a bit of a reading slump, so I haven't really rated the books that I have read very highly. I think maybe if I come back to read them later on, the ratings will probably go up. I probably will read some of these again in the future. But yeah, let's get into what books I read and what I liked and what I didn't like. So the first book that I read this month was Ernest Cline's Ready Player One. I did know what to expect with this because I had seen the film before. I think I rated this one a 2 stars. It was good, but it isn't what I would normally pick up, if that makes sense. It's very sci-fi. I do like fantasy. I do like a romance, but sci-fi isn't really a genre I'd normally pick up. So this was a bit out of my comfort zone. I enjoyed parts of it, but I'll be honest, it weren't something that I would read normally, so I did struggle to get through this one a bit. I can understand why other people like it, but it just weren't for me personally, that's all. So that was the first book that I read this month. The second book that I read this month was Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, and I rated this one 3 stars. So I did quite enjoy this one. It is quite chunky, so it took me quite a few days to get through, but I did really enjoy the dragons. The dragons were my favourite part of this. Violet Sorrengail is a character as well. She's pretty cool, so I really liked her. I really enjoyed the fantasy elements, but I really enjoyed there was a bit of romance in there as well. So I'm really looking forward to reading Iron Flame. Hopefully going to get that read in the month of May. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. It was really nice. And the bit at the end where her brother is alive, he's just with the resistance, my mind was blown. I'm really looking forward to seeing where the story goes from here, basically. So the next books I read this month were the Heartstopper series by Alice Oseman, and they're graphic novels. I've never read graphic novels before in my life, so it was a new thing for me, and I did really enjoy them. I am going to be looking at more graphic novels in the future. I'm so excited for the 6th book to come out, and I really enjoyed them. I read all 5 of them over the space of 2 days, so as you can imagine, I was getting through them really quickly. Love them. I loved the characters Nick and Charlie, and I loved the whole romance. It was so cute. It was brilliant. It was really heartwarming. I did put them off for a while with them being graphic novels because with never reading a graphic novel before, I weren't sure whether I'd like them or not. But I did really enjoy them, so definitely worth a read if you like a graphic novel. Then the next book that I read was The Mother by T.M. Logan. I've seen a lot of good things about this online, but I'll be honest, I didn't really get on with it. I think it might have been because I was in a bit of a reading slump at the time. I gave this one a 3 stars. I did find it a bit tedious in places, but that could have been because I was in a reading slump. The chapters were nice and short, if I remember rightly, so that's always a bonus. I do like a short chapter, and there is a big twist at the end, so if you like a twisty book, you might like this one. So yeah, it is very crime heavy. But yeah, that was my views on this one. I don't know if I will reread this one. I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see what I feel like. Then the next book I read was Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldree. I did read Legends and Lattes last year, and I really enjoyed that one. But this one, again, I think it was because I was in a reading slump, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one. I rated it 2 stars out of 5, and there was really nice elements to it. I really enjoyed it in some places. It was still the cosy, cute little fantasy type read, but I think, like I say, because I was in a bit of a slump, I struggled to get through it that bit more. It didn't help that I read the first one all the way back in August last year. So it's been a while, and I couldn't really remember a lot about the character Viv, I'll be honest. So it was difficult to remember what was going on in Legends and Lattes when I was reading this one, because it was such a while ago when I read it. So I might read Legends and Lattes again and then read this one again after, so I can get a better opinion on it, if that makes sense. And then I might enjoy it a bit more. But who knows? But that was book 9, I think. I think we're on 9. So for book 10, I listened to this one on Audible. It was Yellowface by R.F. Wang. And I rated this one 2 stars. Again, I think it was to do with the reading slump. So the main character, June, I really didn't like her at all. I found her really insufferable. She benefits from her friend's death. She watches her friend die, basically, and then steals one of the stories she's written because she wants the life that her friend has. And it's a whole story about how she steals her friend's book and publishes it and profits off it, and how people kind of grow wise to that, and she gets exposed in the end. But she's just not a nice person at all, and I feel so sorry for the memory of her friend Athena, and also Athena's mother, because June has no consideration for these whatsoever. Like, she's just really not a nice character. I think that's how she was supposed to be written, but I just did not get on with the character at all. It does talk a lot about the publishing industry, so if that's something you're interested in, it's probably a book that you would like to read. I learnt some things about publishing whilst I was reading it. I did find that bit quite interesting. And also the writing itself, I enjoyed the writing itself. So I am going to be reading other books by R.F. Wang. I think I have got Babel on my shelf at the minute, so that's one I'm going to be reading soon. If you have read it, let me know what you think in the comments. I have seen a lot of mixed reviews about this one, so some people really love it, some people really hate it. But that is the good thing about reading and discussing your opinions on the internet, because different people are going to have different opinions, and you learn from each other and you get book recommendations from each other. Okay, so the next book I did read on my Kindle again. It was The Inmate by Freida McFadden. I do love Freida McFadden books. I feel like they're really fast paced. You get through them in a matter of a few hours. They've always got short chapters. They're always really twisty. I just really do enjoy Freida McFadden's writing. I have read quite a few of hers this year. I've read The Housemaids and The Housemaid's Secret, and I think I read The Teacher, and I read Never Lie as well. I really enjoyed Never Lie. So I went into The Inmate and I was expecting the same sort of thing, twisty, fast-paced, and it was definitely both of those things. I read it in 2 sittings, I believe, so I got through it really quickly. It was quite twisty, but in this one I did see the big twist coming, so it was a bit easier to figure out than the other ones. I did still really enjoy it though. I still will be reading whatever I can find with Freida McFadden's name on it. So yeah, if you want something that's fast-paced, if you want to pick a thriller up, Freida McFadden is definitely somewhere to start. I do really enjoy all her books, so yeah, I definitely recommend them. Now onto the book that I'm reading currently, which is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I'm on chapter 25, so I'm about halfway through. I'm really enjoying it so far. The start bit sort of gave me Oliver Twist vibes. Like, the main character, Paden, reminds me a lot of the Artful Dodger from Oliver Twist. That was the connection my brain made. I'm not sure if anybody else also made that connection, but I really like Oliver Twist, so I'm enjoying it so far. I'm currently up to the bit where she's just in the middle of the first trial. So, just getting into the good parts. Really enjoying it so far. I haven't thought about ratings yet because I'm only halfway through and I don't want to judge it before I get to the end, because anything could happen, especially in a fantasy, between now and the end. So, as I'm recording this, I still have 4 days left of April. And if I manage to finish Powerless, I do really want to go on to this book, which is Powerful by Lauren Roberts. This is the novella after Powerless. Look at the copy I managed to pick up in the works the other day. How beautiful is that? The sprayed edges are so nice. I went everywhere for this book. I went to about 6 different bookshops, couldn't find it anywhere. It had sold out online. I really wanted to find it before I finished Powerless, so I could go straight into this one if I wanted to. And when I walked into my local works the other day and they had it in stock, I was so happy. I can't even explain to you the happiness that I felt finding this book the other day. Hopefully I'll get it started before the end of April, but if not, I will be reading this one in May because I am enjoying the Powerless book so far. So that concludes my April reading wrap up. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this, please like, comment and subscribe underneath. Give me some book recommendations, anything you think that I'd enjoy. Just comment below. And I will see you all again next week.